I like Janis Joplin, James Brown, James Tina Turner, so on and so on.
That's a good list.
It's been years since Courtney Hadwin made her unforgettable debut on America's Got Talent. Yet her story continues to attract attention from many people around the world. While many remember her powerful voice and shy personality, a recent revelation has left fans in total shock. In a surprising and emotional moment, Courtney opened up about the rumors that have followed her for years. What she revealed could change how people see her forever. But what exactly did she say? And why is she choosing to speak out now? Join us as we uncover the most surprising secret Courtney Hadwin has finally shared with the world. Courtney Hadwin's early life and rise to fame. It's often said that people only get acquainted with you once you become successful. That was exactly the kind of situation Courtney Hadwin found herself in. Long before the world knew her name, before that unforgettable moment on The Voice Kids, UK, that left audiences shocked, Courtney Hadwin was just a shy, misunderstood girl trapped in a small English town, a place where nobody knew her. And the worst part is that nobody wanted to be associated with her. Many believed that she was different from the normal kids in the neighborhood. But how did Courtney break the limitations? How did the quiet girl from Hesleden become a global sensation and one of the most talked about young performers of her generation? Stay with us, because what we are about to reveal might just change everything you thought you knew about Courtney Hadwin. Courtney was born and raised in Hesleden, a peaceful little village in County Durham, England. Life there was slow and simple. Everyone knew each other. She lived with her mom and dad, Anne-Marie and Paul Hadwin, and her younger siblings, Paul Jr. and Melissa. They were a close family. Her parents always supported their kids and wanted them to explore their talents. Her mother's maiden name was Story, and her grandfather was Tom Story. But Tom wasn't just any grandfather. In fact, he's one of the key reasons we know the name Courtney Hadwin today. You see, from a young age, Courtney showed signs of loving music. She first went to Hesleden Primary School, where she did stand out at first. But deep down, something was growing, a passion for singing. Later, Hadwin's parents moved her to the academy at Shotton Hall in Peterlee. While she studied there, she also trained outside of school. This shift made Courtney join local music and drama schools like Shotton Hall Theatre School, Peanuts Master Classes, and the Kate Sears School of Music. Eventually, Courtney Hadwin worked with coach Julie Miles at Vocal Ovation, where her voice got stronger and more controlled. Her dream of singing seriously started when she watched a video of Connie Talbot, a young girl who was a finalist on Britain's Got Talent. Something about Connie's sweet voice and stage presence lit a fire inside Courtney. From that moment on, she knew this was what she wanted to do for the rest of her life. But dreams do not come true unless you put in work. Courtney knew that talent alone wasn't enough. She needed training, and that training would cost money. So even as a young girl, she began singing on street corners and in public spaces to earn money for her lessons and travel. Her grandfather, Tom, said Courtney had been singing on the streets since she was only 12. She traveled to different towns, stood on sidewalks or outside shops, and sang for whoever passed by. The money she earned went into her music alone. Sometimes, it even paid for gas, just so she could get to her next performance spot. Most people appreciated her voice and stopped to listen. Some shop owners even welcomed her outside their businesses. But not everyone was kind. Other street performers got jealous because she attracted big crowds. They didn't like the attention she was getting. And that was when things started to take a different turn. Stay tuned. In 2016, when Courtney was just 11 years old, she sang Say Something at a school open mic event. Nobody expected much from the quiet girl, but the moment she opened her mouth, the room went silent. Her voice shocked everyone. Someone filmed it and posted it on the school's Facebook page. Overnight, she became popular. Kids who once ignored her now wanted to talk to her. Teachers were amazed. Courtney felt overwhelmed, but happy. Finally, people were starting to see her for who she really was. Despite being quiet in real life, Courtney for the first time performed live on a stage. Her grandfather said she was a different person with a microphone in her hand. Courtney Hadwin also confirmed that statement by saying that she found it easier to sing than to talk. Singing helped her express feelings she couldn't say out loud. However, Her first singing competition came in April 2015. She joined Teen Star in Newcastle and sang Bob Dylan's "Make You Feel My Love." Even though she was young and new to performing, she made it to the grand final. Although she did not win, that moment gave her the confidence to keep going. In 2016, Courtney won Hartlepool's Performer of the Year and became a finalist at the Beyond the Lights Awards. It was a clear sign that Courtney was improving rapidly, and her progress helped her gain fans along the way. In July 2017, Courtney performed at the South Tyneside Festival, opening for the famous group Sister Sledge in front of over 18,000 people. It was the biggest crowd she had ever seen, but she did not let her nerves stop her. In January 2018, Courtney sang again, but this time she sang to raise money for children with serious health problems. Courtney's big break came when she appeared on a major UK show, The Voice Kids UK. For her audition, she sang Tina Turner's Nutbush City Limits. Her dancing and energy wowed the judges, especially the well-known artist Will.I.am, who even asked her to perform again just to see her moves. She joined Team Danny, led by Danny Jones from the band McFly. In the later rounds, she performed songs like Dancing in the Street, I Got You, I Feel Good, and I Am Telling You I'm Not Going. Although she didn't win the competition, making it to the finals, her performances left a lasting impression. But success came with a price. After The Voice Kids, Courtney Hadwin faced bullying at school. Some classmates became jealous. They laughed at the way she sang and said she sounded like a boy. The attention made her a target. Although it hurt, Courtney didn't give up. She stayed focused, hoping those same people would someday watch her rise. When it was time to take her talent to the next level, many expected Courtney to audition for Britain's Got Talent. But she had a different dream. Most of her musical heroes were American, so she set her eyes on a bigger stage, America's Got Talent. Her family stood by her, confident that American audiences would connect with her in a deeper way. But this bold move raised a series of controversies and rumors. Curious about what really happened? Keep watching. American Got Talent controversies. Courtney Hadwin's first moment on the America's Got Talent stage wasn't just unforgettable, it was mind-blowing. At first, she approached the event in her usual nervous and quiet way. She barely spoke above a whisper during her introduction, and her shy nature made the audience wonder if she was ready for a big stage like that. But as soon as the music began, everything about her changed. It was like a switch had flipped. The person people had seen just moments ago seemed shy and unsure, but as soon as she started singing, it was like a completely different person had stepped onto the stage. Her voice came out full of power and precision, like it didn't belong to a teenager at all. She sounded like she had been performing for decades, and the way she moved, wild, free, and full of energy, made it impossible to look away. It wasn't rehearsed or fake, it felt real. Even the judges couldn't believe what they were seeing. Howie Mandel didn't hesitate. He quickly hit the golden buzzer. Right after that performance, the video was everywhere on the internet. Millions of people shared it, watched it again and again, and started calling Courtney the next Janis Joplin. All of a sudden, this quiet girl from a small town in England had become a global sensation. Everyone wanted to know who she was. People were not just impressed by her voice, they were drawn to how different she was from other young singers. Courtney did not just stick to safe or simple songs like many contestants her age. She went for bold, difficult songs like James Brown, Tina Turner, and other big names in rock and roll. These were not easy songs. They were full of passion and history. But she didn't just sing them, she lived them. You could see the emotion in her eyes and hear it in her voice. So every week, she gave everything she had on that stage. Courtney's style was not smooth or polished like a typical pop star. She was rough, raw, and fearless, and that's what made her stand out. She was not trying to copy anyone. She didn't need to. In fact, people could tell that what she was doing came straight from the heart. The crowd loved her. The judges praised her again and again. Even well-known celebrities started talking about her online. Courtney had something special, something you can't teach. She had stage presence, guts, and a real connection to her music. Some said that you do not just hear Courtney sing, You felt it. But as more people started paying attention to her, they also started asking questions. Some fans began looking into her past, and soon they discovered something that raised a lot of debate. It turned out Courtney had already been on another big talent show, The Voice Kids UK, and this happened just a year before her America's Got Talent performance. In that show, she had made it to the final rounds and gained some attention, especially in the UK. When this came out, not everyone was happy. Some viewers felt let down. Some people thought America's Got Talent was meant for new talent people who do not have a chance to be on TV. So since Courtney had been on The Voice Kids UK, they felt she had an unfair advantage. Many thought getting the golden buzzer wasn't fair in her case. Soon, people started sharing their opinions online, and a lot of them were disappointed. The backlash didn't stop with a few tweets. Blogs, forums, and even news articles started focusing more on her past than her talent. Some people accused the show of being dishonest. Others said Courtney shouldn't have been allowed to compete. A few even claimed her success was fake, or that she was trying to trick the audience. But what a lot of those critics missed is that The Voice Kids and America's Got Talent are completely different shows, with totally different audiences. Courtney didn't win The Voice Kids, and she was not famous when she came to the US. Most Americans had never even heard of her. For her, American Got Talent wasn't a repeat, it was a fresh start, a second chance to be seen and understood. And really, she earned her place there with her performances. It was clear from her performance that she was not just chasing attention. She was putting her heart and soul into every song. Still, the criticism continued to rise. Even as she continued to shock audiences on stage, people were still talking about the controversy. Instead of focusing on the emotion in her voice or the fire in her performances, they kept bringing up her past. It was as if people forgot how brave she had been to get on that stage and give it everything. After the show, many people expected Courtney to speak up and clear the rumors, but she stayed silent until now. So, what did she finally say? Let's find out. Courtney Hadwin response to the controversy. Courtney is not one known to talk too much, but when she was asked about her experience on the show, she simply called it amazing and unforgettable. She didn't bring up the backlash. She didn't defend herself with long speeches or try to explain why she deserved the golden buzzer. She did not blame the producers or complain about how people treated her. In fact, her response was the opposite of dramatic. It was grounded, kind, and focused on the music. Courtney explained that she felt the stage was the one place she could truly be herself, and America Got Talent gave her the freedom to perform the way she wanted, without being confined to someone else's idea of what a young singer should sound like. That, to her, was the real win. Not the trophy or the $1 million, but the chance to be seen and heard, exactly as she was. When interviewers brought up her previous experience on The Voice Kids UK, Courtney did not dodge the question. She admitted that yes, she had done another show before, but America Got Talent was different, bigger, bolder, more real, and this time, she had the freedom to do things her own way. There was no scripted image, no tight rules, just her, the band, and a crowd. She didn't act like a victim of online hate. She also didn't brag. Instead, she kept her focus on what mattered, her music, her growth, and the dreams she still wanted to chase. She said she hoped to keep performing live. She wanted to write her own original songs. That was her dream, not to prove anything to critics, but to create something of her own, something lasting. And while millions compared her to artists like Janis Joplin, Mick Jagger, and James Brown, Courtney made it clear that she didn't want to be a copy of anyone. She wanted to be herself, but it did not end there. After America's Got Talent, Courtney Hadwin's life changed completely. Overnight, she wasn't just a shy teenager from a small English town anymore. She became a rising star with a lot of fans around the world. Her powerful performances on American Got Talent had already racked up millions of views online, and people were eager to know what she would do next. So even though she didn't win the show, it didn't matter. She had already made her mark. The exposure was enough to open doors most young artists only dream of. Not long after the show, Courtney signed a record deal with Simon Cowell's label Psycho and Arista Records, part of Sony Music. This was a big step, a sign that the music industry believed in her potential. Fans were excited to hear original music from her, and many hoped she'd stay true to the gritty, soulful style that made her famous. But things didn't move as quickly as some expected. While other American Got Talent finalists rushed to release singles and albums, Courtney took a slower, quieter approach. She focused on finding her voice, writing music, and exploring what kind of artist she wanted to be. For someone so young, this was a smart move. She didn't want to be rushed into making music that didn't feel right. In 2019, Courtney Hadwin released her debut EP titled The Cover Sessions. It featured stripped-down versions of classic songs like Old Town Road, Sucker by the Jonas Brothers, and Sign of the Times by Harry Styles. These covers gave fans a softer, more intimate side of Courtney. Less stage energy, more emotion. It showed that she wasn't just about big vocals and wild performances. She also had the ability to connect deeply through music. Over the next couple of years, she kept working behind the scenes. She performed at concerts and special events, continued to write original songs, and posted music clips online. Fans supported her even as she stayed away from the spotlight. They knew she was growing, not just as a singer, but as a person. In 2023, Courtney finally released her long-awaited first original single titled Breakable. The song was a huge moment for her. It was emotional, raw, and personal, a clear step toward becoming an artist on her own terms. Breakable showed that Courtney wasn't just living off her American Got Talent fame, she was building something new. Since then, she has released more music and built a strong presence online, especially on platforms like YouTube and Instagram. Her style is still a mix of old-school rock and modern emotion, and her voice continues to stand out. She's not the type of artist who's chasing trends. She's carving her own path, slowly, but honestly. Courtney's journey has not been fast or flashy, but it's real. And even though she's still young, she's proving that talent, patience, and staying true to yourself can lead to a lasting career. She may have started as a TV show contestant, but now she's becoming something more, a true artist. Well, what do you think about Courtney Hadwin's journey to fame? How do you see the way she handled the controversies that came her way? And most importantly, what do you believe the future holds for her as she continues to grow as an artist? What do you think about Courtney Hadwin's journey to fame? How do you see the way she handled the controversies that came her way? And most importantly, what do you believe the future holds for her as she continues to grow as an artist?